walking up and down the aisle. Millions. Okay? But we weren't yelling out to the heart, to their soul. We can change you. We can help you. Okay? If you're going to change the world, you're going to change people and what they do and their habits, you have to speak to them. One-to-one. Does that sound familiar? Okay? Total big miss. Okay? But again, they don't teach multi-level marketing at Harvard. When I was young, I was growing. The other thing is, I would say is something that's helped me throughout my career now. I was in the 30s, still naive, believing in truth, justice, and the American way to do something right, and it will survive. It will rise to the top. Business is a street fight. Okay? We had the most wonderful product, red rice yeast. A cholesterol-reducing product that the Chinese have been using for 2,000 years. Perfect to shake on. Perfect. Okay? And it was so much better than anything out there on the market. Okay? And I forgot a long time. I've got, maybe $1 a pill versus what Merck was charging, which is $100 a pill, and we were more effective outcomes. Unbelievable. And at that time, you might remember in the 90s, Merck, I think for 9 to 10 years, got the award for the most respected company in the world. Okay? Did everything right. Cared about the people, right? No. Cared about their franchise. Their franchise was cholesterol-reducing products. So they sued us every single which way you could find. They got their buddies at the FDA. By the way, my view is the FDA is what it really is. This drug is really what's important down there. And the FDA, aren't they looking out for the little guys? Aren't they looking out for consumers? Okay, I believed all that stuff. Okay. Anyway, we got in a big fight. This was after the shave. We had politicians lined up. It was really kind of dramatic. Yeah, we believe in this. We believe in the supplement industry. We believe in the shave. We do all this stuff that's very important. Public policy. They call the next week. Can't quite support you publicly. Why? Well, Merck's going to build a plant in my district. Okay, it happened like 20 times. It was unbelievable. So anyway, we spent $50 million and we hadn't gotten to discovery yet. Merck had and probably still has a lot more money than we had to spend on this. And at that time, we're doing successful. We launched with $50 million, we're going toward 100, but this was a $1 billion opportunity that we were frustrated with. So this company called NuSkin, unsolicited, said, we want to buy you. Okay? I've never heard of NuSkin. And they said 2/3 cash, 1/3 stock. And the cash part of it made the deal. We had a nice return. I was in business to return monies to my limited partners. And even though we thought this was a bigger opportunity, I still, it was my duty to my shareholders, which are my limited partners, to get their money back. So I said, well, let me look at the stock piece of it. I said, well, who's NuSkin? Oh, my God. It's a pyramid scheme in Salt Lake City. Fast forward, I minimally discounted any value on that stock. Fast forwarded, and the NuSkin folks get all the credits for what they did is yank all our products off our, by that time, probably 50,000 doors. I kind of think these guys don't know anything. They threw it through this channel called distributors, which I had heard of, but I didn't understand. $1 billion, and I think it still remains a massive, important piece of what NuSkin is today. We had terrific science. We missed the go-to-market strategy. I didn't care about this lawsuit with Merck because we had such a rich pipeline. That was a wild card if they could get a big deal. And so my education was, and by the way, that's one company that I was key in terms of laying the foundation, but complete credit to the NuSkin people for making it achieve its potential because we weren't going to do it. We didn't know it. So that was a major education for me in two areas. Number one, business is a street fight, and if you don't look out for the little guys, none of these people who say they do will do it, and be prepared for that. And number two, I fell in love with something that I had never heard of, never really understood, which is called this network marketing business. And I really dove into trying to understand this. And that led to my next thing that was very important in my life, which is Herbalife. Fast forwarded a couple of years, and someone I think is a very visionary person, Mark Hughes, died. It was 2000, I forget the time now. And honestly, every crook in LA, I think, must have ended up at Herbalife, because they had their hand in this cookie jar. And it was just the saddest thing you've ever seen in your life. Here was a company that had done really well, lost its leader, and you just had bad people around. The stock was plummeting. They were in bank default. They were running out of cash. Recruiting was way down. Most importantly, checks were way down for everyone. It was awful. It was just dreadful. The board hired, as a public company, board hired someone to sell it. And they went around to anyone you could think of to try to sell it. And I was watching this because of how intrigued I was with what happened with Pharmanex and NuSkin. And 18 months later, not one person was interested. I was very intrigued. This was great. So I went back to my 4 key success products. They had one great product, Formula One, still their main product. Okay, Mark was a genius, which is early shake, early meal replacement, and so on. Still drives most of their volume. Distributors. Okay, I learned my lesson. So I went and I got to know the top distributors, mostly the chairman, a few presidents club, which are their 2 top layers. All but one. One woman had just made a ton of money and she had just totally checked out. But the rest of them were all the same. They put up a good front. They loved this company. They loved what they were doing. They had the passions of any great distributors about trying to succeed, and no one was helping them. And I got almost verbatim from help, we're drowning. Help, we're drowning. And there was no one there looking after them. Big sandbox, okay, which is weight management, 1/3 obese in this country, most of the world 2/3 overweight. Big vision, which is, this is in the healthcare arena because the connection with obesity and health is a very big and known connection. Team, awful. There was just a bunch of crooks. But I can fix it, that's what I do. So I got really interested. My hardest thing about doing the deal was I was a partnership. So I went to my other 2 senior partners and said, you know, I want to do this. And they gulped. And they said, okay, Peter, you're a reasonably smart person, but no one in the investment world will touch us. You're not smarter than every single person out there. Give me a break. So we voted. It was 1 for doing the deal, 2 against. Luckily, I was the managing partner, and the 1s won. But don't feel sorry for those 2 guys, because literally I made them each $100 million for this Herbalife deal. So their contribution was 1 negative vote and $100 million in the bank account. But as in life, choosing your partners is the most important thing. So anyway, so honestly, we'll make way too much credit for the turnaround of Herbalife. It wasn't that hard, honestly. The most important thing was changing the culture back to what Mark had, which was love your distributors. So I immediately put in place, nothing could be done. You couldn't buy a pencil unless you could prove that it was going to help a distributor succeed better. I didn't care about whether it was a dime or $10 million. That was the rule. I spent the first year and a half traveling the world, getting to know very closely the top, probably 1,500 distributors. A lot of crying, a lot of hugging, a lot of frustrations, a lot of promises, and me, I wanted them to know that we were there for them, and everything was going to be dedicated toward what it should be in any network marketing business, the distributor's success. Because if you don't have that, you have nothing. It can't help you how good your product is. You can't help the